Oh my, oh my. I just got back from my 2-week trip to Belize. And look at the state of this fish tank. Guess it's time for an aquarium maintenance video. Hey, what's up guys, it's Mike with Alpha Reptile, back with another video today. And you were right, this tank requires a lot of work done to it, so this is the perfect time to film an aquarium maintenance video. In order to do proper aquarium maintenance, you're going to need a couple different tools, so why don't we check out what I have. Now, I recognize I'm no George Farmer, but this is the equipment that I use to maintain my tank. You can see here we just have a standard aquarium net just for scooping any large debris items. Now for water changes, this is essential. This is just some aquarium tubing and a rock so that when I am using gravity to refill my tank, I can just attach the aquarium tubing to the rock and that way it sinks to the very bottom of the refill bucket. That way I don't have to worry about the aquarium tubing being taken out. Now something that I don't use all that often is this MagFloat aquarium magnet scrubber. Just because in my style tank it doesn't really work all that well. I noticed that the corners are much too sharp for it to actually go around. So this is something that I bought and I don't really use a whole lot. The last three items here, the sponge, the razor, and the toothbrush, are the most useful to me because I use them for the actual algae scrubbing. The toothbrush is used to go on the ornaments and get in the small little cracks and grooves of the glass. The razor and the sponge are for much broader areas and for any very sticky algae that needs some extra oomph to get off the glass. Now remember when you're using a razor that you can scratch your glass, and if you have an acrylic tank, I would strongly not recommend using a razor because you'll scratch that even easier. Now the last two items that I have there are my Prime, which is just a water dechlorinator and it removes ammonia as well, and a 5-gallon Pisces Pet Emporium bucket. That's just the 5-gallon pail that I have, and being that I only have a 9-gallon tank, that's really the maximum amount of water that I will ever take out or put back in at one time. So that stuff right there that you can see on screen right now is really the main things that I use for maintenance. You really don't need a ton of special high-tech stuff. With a planted tank, you don't really need to siphon the gravel very much, and if you noticed in my tank, there's really not much aquarium soil left. It's all covered in Monte Carlo, so to me, using a siphon with an actual extension on it to go into the substrate is not going to really do a heck of a lot of benefit. And now with that being covered, we can move on to the actual maintenance part of this video and getting the tank to look pretty once again. Just remember before starting your algae scrubbing that you shut off the circulation pump to your tank. That way it avoids blowing all the algae everywhere and allows it for more easy cleanup. Once you've done that, I always recommend starting with the razor for obvious reasons because you can see that it does the best job at removing all the algae in the tank. You just need to remember that if you are young and you are concerned about using one, make sure you talk to your parents so that way you don't get in trouble if they find you using a razor in your fish tank. With that said, the only downside to using a razor, besides the safety aspect, is that a razor, if used improperly, can actually scratch your glass and will certainly scratch your acrylic tanks. After finishing up with the razor and finishing the majority of the tank, I moved on to my toothbrush where I scrub all the corners and the driftwood as well because I don't have any of the algae eating fish that will do that for me. Once that's all been covered, I will move on to using the white scrubbing pad, and that will do the background of the tank as well as touch up anything that I might have missed with the razor. Now that we're done with doing all the maintenance on the tank, I'm not going to trim any of the plants today. I'm trying to achieve kind of an overgrown look in this tank, and we're getting there, but it is not completely ready yet, so I'm not going to trim any of the plants, but I am now going to siphon out a bunch of the water. Now it's time to add the drops of Prime to the refill water. The next step is we're going to sink the siphon hose, that's why we're attaching it to the rock, and then heave the 5-gallon bucket of water above the tank, and that way gravity will help us fill it. And there we have it, everybody. This is the cleaned, newly rejuvenated fish tank. The whole process of filming and cleaning and everything took me about half an hour or 45 minutes, and that can be reduced significantly by simply not filming. Typically this process takes me about 10 minutes to do, maybe 15 minutes if I'm really doing a good thorough cleaning. And I always forget in between water changes how soothing it is to really see your fish tank in the most clean and fresh looking way. This compared with the before was a huge drastic difference. I honestly didn't realize exactly how dirty it was, but I'm definitely glad that I took the time today to clean it and show you guys my process of what I do to clean my fish tank. Now with that being said, if you guys liked the video, make sure you drop a like down below. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything like that, leave them in the comment section. I reply to pretty much everything, and I would love to hear you guys' feedback. If you like this video and you want to see more fish, reptile, amphibian, and plant videos in the future, make sure you click that subscribe button. That way you'll be part of the Phoenix fam, and we'd love to have you on board. If you guys are interested in my travels, my life, or other stuff that's maybe not shared on YouTube, make sure you go follow me on Instagram and my Facebook page. I post there quite regularly, certainly to Instagram, and I look to you guys for feedback over there. So if you want to be more involved, go follow the links down below. As for this video, I'm going to wrap it up here, so I want to thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. We'll catch you in the next one. Later.